How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the latest episode of The Extra Yard. This is our first episode in 2 weeks, but that is because Kai was doing the right thing. Kai was getting vaccinated. He got a second shot that day. As someone else who had a second shot as well, it wipes you the F out. Kai, you know what? Let's do like a public PSA on that one. You got your vaccine. Tell us a little bit about it.
I felt like hell all of last Wednesday. Like, I was trying to describe. A lot of my friends didn't really get that much. Some of them maybe like got body aches or something. But I tried going to sleep, couldn't. And I don't know. I guess I'm like weird on this one because I like whenever I'm getting sick, I get like a certain like a taste in my mouth, and I know like I'm gonna wake up the next morning and I'm gonna be sick. And like other people were like, never. That doesn't. I have no idea what you're talking about. And I was like, all right, well, I guess my body tells me like a night early or something. So I was sitting there and I was like, all right, it's going to happen. Tried going to sleep. Couldn't. Was up from 2 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock in the morning. Could not sleep at all. Yeah, I know. Just could not sleep. Then finally fell asleep only for 3 hours until 12. Then was up from 12 to 5. Slept from 5 to like 8:30. Finally ate. My girlfriend bought me food on DoorDash, which was great. So I got food. I had some fun steak. You know, I was chilling.
Hey,
there we go.
My dog.
I fell back asleep and I woke up the next day and I still had a huge headache, but
yeah.
Man, my volume. Oh, I need to bring everything up.
There we go. I was like, what was going on?
It's a Finn's dog to throw a slight jab to get it done.
Well, I said it too in our private
that.
chat, but
because I turn it up or I turn it down when
Appreciate
I'm
you, Finn's
recording
dog.
stuff for onside. Because like I don't want it to get echoey and stuff like that. Because I have a notoriously low mic, anyways. So
yeah,
we're good. It's everyone.
Appreciate it, Bromar. Appreciate it. But Bromar, listen, you could get crypto advice if you spell John's name right.
For real, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who John is. Like maybe next time. I think John does a lot of stuff with what was it? Kyle's Pits. I think they're
Kyle's
really
Pits. Yes.
Kyle's Pits. And Juan, it looks like you got a new setup. First of all, I want to call out the amazing Funkos.
You see it?
You got my guy All Might sitting there. I'm with it, bro. But you got some like bright lights. And
You peep the Mbappe?
Oh my god!
Hey,
wow, he really getting that
little
Charmander talk.
Yeah.
Listen, the only thing that annoys me is you got like Dwight Schrute there. The Office sucks, though.
Oh,
it's overrated. I'm with him on that. You're alone on this one.
Send them help, guys.
It's
send them
overrated.
Help. They need help. They need bless.
Man,
you know who else needs help though? Wait. You know who else needs help? Anybody? You know who needs help? The Dolphins.
Oh.
I have this on our list as number 1. I'm gonna leave it till later just because it makes sense that way.
Yeah.
But signings. Let's just put into signings. DJ Fluker signed by the Miami Dolphins. Nick Needham re-signed. Right? It's like an extent. Is it an extension?
He was a restricted free agent. So if he needed to go sign somewhere else, we would have had a right to match and that type of stuff. But it was basically just we restrict. I think it was like a second round tender that we gave him. So the contract was basically laid out. It's either you go find another deal with somebody else or you just take what we give you.
Got it. But let's start with Needham just because Needham we know, right? Let's start with the one we know, the one we've seen a lot more from, right? Because I don't think any of you guys have watched DJ Fluker tape. Admittedly, I have not. But Nick Needham, he's staying with the team. Now, what's interesting about this is they also went and signed Justin Coleman this offseason, right? They drafted Noah Benogany in last year's draft, and they picked up Byron Jones last offseason. So the cornerback room is getting a little bit crowded. Anything from this Nick Needham signing, Kai? What about it jumps out to you? Do you think it's a good move? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it was just going to be inevitable anyways. Like, I don't think there was really going to be anything different with it. You're going to be there with Nick Needham no matter what, I think. And I'm happy with it. Like, I like Nick Needham a lot. I think that he's going to be able to compete. And at the end of the day, I didn't think anyone sat there thinking that he was going to be not on the team, at least going into the offseason. You know, getting ready for training camps and stuff like that, which, by the way, the voluntary workouts, you know, they released that statement through the NFLPA that they're not going to go, and then players do show up anyways. So, you know, there's that, and that was a whole crazy fiasco. But going into all of those, I expected Nick to be on the team. I think that he's good, even if his mom has me blocked on Twitter. And you know, we go from there. I think that he has a lot, and I like Nick Needham, the person and the story and everything like that. I think that's what I love most about sports is being able to get a story like that and be able to, you know, build yourself into being something. So hopefully he is, but he's going to have a lot of competition and he's going to have to win his job. And if he can't, then they'll just do away with him.
Yeah, and we've talked about it here before, right? We talked about Justin Coleman signing and who we thought was going to start at slot corner. I think most of us had Nick Needham
I had Justin
starting.
Coleman.
You had Justin Coleman? Okay.
Yeah.
But I think what we've talked about with Justin Coleman was we wouldn't be surprised to see Justin Coleman starting. We also wouldn't have been surprised if Justin Coleman was off the team.
Yep.
Do you think this affects him very much? If it does, like, do you think Nick Needham gets the starting role, Juan? Does it go to Nick? Does it stay with Coleman? Is Coleman off the team? Is Nick off the team? What do you think is going to end up happening?
They're just going to throw bodies in that room, bro. That's the Patriots style. They're always going to draft a corner. They're always going to draft a safety. I would not be surprised if we go ahead and draft a corner or a safety this year. So it's going to be a very busy competition there. I think that room, the cornerback room, as well as the wide receiver room, they're probably going to be the busiest ones as far as training camp competitions. Just because, as far as cornerback, that two outside guys are solidified. It's more so just fighting for backup spots for them. And really, it's probably going to be Noah, because Noah most likely than not won't be playing slot. Like it looks like they just want to keep him outside and kind of train him to be an outside corner. Whereas Needham and Justin Coleman and maybe a potential draft pick, who knows? You got to think about it too. They could draft a safety, and then you can kick out Bobby McCain to slot, and you give yourself a lot of flexibility like that.
Yeah, it does. And before we move on, I do want to say shout out to everybody in the comments. Finn's Doc is always here. Huge shout out to Finn's Doc. Joe Romano, you say the office doesn't suck. You're wrong. Mr. 305 for real. Thanks for being here, Bromar. I mean, you said we're slacking, which, I mean, somebody getting vaccinated isn't slacking, bro, Mar, right? So, I'm not going with that. JC will answer your question close to the end on the draft stuff. And Noel, I mean, that's a GOAT comment right there. So, appreciate that one, bro. When is the podcast with Solana coming out? I'll get to that at the end. It actually already came out. I'll tweet the link out again.
No one cares about the Heat here anyways.
Listen.
It's the feel for the Heat, Mike. It's you're gonna be talking about, a bunch of stuff. Not just the Heat pass.
We're gonna move on because I feel like y'all are getting crazy. Nate, thank you for being here too.
What?
The other signing, listen, no, it's fine. The other signing, DJ Fluker.
Let's talk about another Alabama player.
Yeah, so I mean, he plays offensive tackle, right? I know that much about him.
Guardish.
He can play both. Oh, so has he played mostly guard in the NFL? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know too much about DJ.
His rookie deal with the Chargers, he played a lot of tackle, and then after that with Seattle and with there's another one. I can't remember right now. There's another team that he was playing with where it was just predominantly just guard play. And then this last year when he signed with the Ravens is when he went back to tackle. He's just going to be fighting for either one of those spots, in my opinion.
Right, probably a swing between tackle and guard as opposed to being a swing tackle, which for those of you that don't know, swing tackle can play either right or left tackle depending on injuries and whatever's going on. This is more of, I mean, nobody really calls this a swing if you go between tackle and guard. I think the only person I can think of that kind of does that would be Jesse Davis. Kai, is this anything more than just depth, you think? Or is it just another body?
It's just another body. Like, it's just going to get to the point where, one, it's just another body. Two, I think it'll just be the point where, all right, cool, we have, we have another guy in case someone goes down. I think eventually what we're going to see once we get to the start of the season is that all three of the rookies from last season are going to be starters.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think the offensive line is going to be interesting depending on what happens in the draft. If they take anything other than center early, right? If they take a center early, then you've got competition between him and Matt Skura. Just because we're talking about the offensive line, do you think tackle or guard is a priority for this team in the first two rounds? Either of you?
I think so, yeah. I mean, if we look at just the moves they did this offseason, it looks like they wanted to prioritize getting a right tackle, whether it's because they want to kick Hunt into right guard or they want to kick Kinley into left guard. I don't know, but it looks like with, the other guy with a first-round pick that, was partying it up, it looks like with him and then now with Fluker, it looks like that's what they wanted. They wanted a right tackle option to potentially push Hunt to actually, earn the starting spot instead of just being handed to him.
Yeah, Kai?
Yeah, I think everything just comes down to competition, but I still think that it's just going to be the three young guys from last year starting when it comes to the start of the season. I think that it would be surprising if Kinley, Hunt, and Jackson weren't all starting.
Yeah, and we're going to get in the draft talk in a second, but I don't want JC's question from earlier to get lost. And why not? He came in here, comment. He said, "Can we get next year's first and second from Denver?" to move to 6. So basically, I think Denver has the 9th pick. I think that's way too rich. Yeah, I don't think that would happen at all.
You might get like a 3rd, and you might have to send like a 6th.
Yeah, you'd have to send some too, and 6 to 9 is not a move that I think I would make personally. We can get into that more in the draft talk, and when we get to that near the end. But you guys start thinking about that because there are going to be.
Actually, sorry, my bad. I will correct myself. If it's for a quarterback, then you could up the price tag. Yeah. If it's going to be for,
I still don't think so. For like it, because it.
If they're calling you saying, "Hey,
like
you want to go get that quarterback," then you go like, "Okay, well, if you want to get this quarterback, it's going to cost you a 1st and a 2nd."
But it depends on who would fall at that point, because we've got at least 2 quarterbacks are going to go ahead of the Dolphins at 6, at least 2, and that is really low ball.
No, it's 3. It's 3, bro. Yeah, it's 3.
But that's what I'm saying. The only way anybody's trading up for a quarterback that they really love at 6 is if it's only 2 that are drafted ahead of them, I'd say. And by that point, they're probably trading with the Bengals.
I'm gonna put money that is Lawrence, Wilson, and then Fields.
Oh, I agree with you. I think it's going to end up being 4 quarterbacks taken ahead of the Miami Dolphins. But I'm saying lowest end, right, for this deal to happen, I think maybe 2 would have to go, and then they're trading up for either Fields or Lance. It's probably what it would be. And I'm not even sure the Broncos would pay that much, considering, I mean, I'm sure there's some in the organization that believe in Drew Lock.
There are.
So that would be
Benjamin Albright. There are.
Yeah, so that would be a tough sell. And
I'm trying to get trades, so.
Yeah, I like Benjamin, so I'm good with that. But next topic we want to get to real quick before we get into more specific Dolphins talk. There was a real change in the NFL, right? Position and the numbers and everything. So traditionally, running backs had their set group and wide receivers had their set group and all this stuff. Now, you guys can correct me on this. It's any skill position player can have single digit numbers, right? Is it just single digit numbers or literally any number?
No. It's certain numbers. It's like from like wide receivers, and I think running backs can go from 1 to 49 and then 80 to 89. Same thing for I think cornerbacks and safeties, linebackers too. Like linemen aren't included at all. But like for me, it's like, okay, cool. You want to do that. I personally, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of it. I feel like it's very collegey. I feel like, to me, there was like a certain, okay, you go to the pros, you got to get a real number. Like you got to move on. But I also understand the other point of view of like, if I'm a marking myself, if I'm, let's say Devontae Smith, I'm number 6 since, my freshman year of college. Hey, I might want to keep number 6 in the NFL. It just feels like the veterans right now are getting the short end of the stick, because if they want to switch their number this year, they have to pay basically the catalog of what the NFL has printed out as far as jerseys. Whereas if they wait till next year, they don't have to pay. But a rookie would be able to come in this year and just jump in right into whatever number they want.
Yeah, Kai, do you agree or disagree with him?
I don't like it either. I get it, and I think it's cool, and like a little bit, but it's too like this is the NFL. It's a big boy league. It's not college anymore. Like, I do agree. It's time for you to go out there, get your own number, like start anew, and not. I don't want to see. I don't want to see number 6 cover number 3 or number 3 cover number 6.
Yeah, bro. Like it's so weird.
Stupid. Like I feel like this will probably be
kiddish.
Around for. Yeah. Like I would honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if maybe this rule gets retracted in like a few years or something.
I don't think I'd be surprised at that either. But I think more so just to get the conversation going, and also because I do kind of believe it. I don't have a huge problem with it. I don't, right? So if you're a veteran player who's been in the league a while and you know your number, right, you're going to stick with that number and you're fine. As long as you stick with the team. So like Antonio Brown is always 84. He's going to keep his 84. That's not an issue.
Well, he was 81 for the Bucks.
Yeah.
And
was he 81 for the Bucks?
Yeah.
Well, there we go. That's all out the window. But I mean, everybody knows Antonio Brown is 84. Yeah. I think that's what everybody knows.
When Josh Gordon got tattooed number 12 on his back.
Yeah. I mean, and you've got Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker is 11.
He has a chain, I think, with number 11.
If somebody like Devonta Smith is coming into the NFL, he likes his number 6. To me, I don't care. I'm not going to be watching the field and thinking 6 versus number 3. What a headache. As long as I know who the players are. The only thing I wouldn't want is, in college does this, you can have multiple players with the same number.
So
So that would throw me for a loop, because I would just be so confused.
That would be
that won't happen.
Yeah,
I know it won't.
Like they could do that maybe preseason, but like even then, like I feel like it's gonna look like preseason. Like now that I say that, like it's gonna look like, number 1 who's still trying to earn his spot is out there trying to return a punt, and it's like,
yeah, but it's one of those things that, I mean, it's just a change, right? All change is weird at first. I mean, I remember back, and I mean, I'm not dating myself here, but when Facebook was still coming up and Facebook was its own thing and Facebook changed the layout once and everyone lost their mind. And then they changed it again and everyone lost their mind. Everyone loses their mind at first. To me, it's just not that big a deal. To me, what's going to be weird is if a player who has a well-established number decides I want to go be number 3 now. Right. So if Devontae Parker turns around and says, I want to go be 3, that's going to be weird for me.
Derrick Henry was 1.
Because Devontae was 9 in Louisville.
Yeah, if he changes his number to 9, it's going to be weird and it's going to be tough at first. But I don't care. It's their choice.
Okay, so my question: if I had bought a Devontae Parker jersey last year and he wants to change to 9 and he pays his fees, do I get a number 9 jersey too, or how does that work? Is it just tough luck?
If you bought it and you already had it, then it's tough luck.
I mean,
well, but hold on a second. So that's what we're saying.
No,
what happens when a player gets traded or he leaves in free agency? What happens to your jersey then?
You've seen it sometimes where they'll actually go and say, "Okay, give us back that jersey." Like Aaron Hernandez.
Sometimes it happens. Yeah. I know that way.
Aaron Hernandez also.
I understand. Those are extreme situations, and
you picked a unique one there. You know that you went straight to the murder.
It's Chico, bro. Like,
like what do you do? I don't see the big deal with it, especially if the deal now is, but what if they change their number and then, my jersey is extinct? That was always going to happen. No, a player could be traded. A player could leave in free agency. He could get cut. Like, I mean, come on.
I don't know. I guess, Mike. I just don't like the logic right now.
Visually, I understand. It's going to be tough at
my
first,
feelings don't like it. That's it. You're not going to convince my feelings.
Bowden putting number 6 on his jersey, like he just looks stupid.
In my mind, I'm like, did you add 1 + 5 and get 6? Or is like, how did that equation?
No. He's listening to you when you call them LBJ. He's like, I'll be the next real LBJ in Miami.
Then he'd be 23, dog.
Well, now he's
saying, Yo, Noah, let's get this, dude.
And you want to know something? I'm not gonna lie. Derrick Henry is changing to 2, right?
I seen like the memes of it. I don't think he said anything.
I don't know why, but I feel like that looks pretty cool. Like I feel like you've got Derrick Henry trucking people with a 2 on his back. I don't know. I'm with it, dude. I think it looks cool.
I feel like those like low numbers make you look like tiny, like
what?
Yeah, like I don't know.
If anything, that would make you look bigger because it's smaller space on the jersey.
You get double digits and it's like down the middle, it's like, all right, you look a little beefier, but like you were like a number 1, dude. You're like the number 1 is just like down the middle.
So you're saying our quarterback looks small?
No, I was just saying in just general,
but that's 1. A number you picked.
Number 1 is the smallest number. So I could have gone 0 too, but they're not allowing 0, Mike. You're trying to get me in some trouble.
I'm not gonna lie, I think that looks fire, man. I think it looks fire.
I don't know, man. Nah,
I'm fine with it.
Nah, let's Teddy Bridgewater. What are they gonna switch jerseys?
Again, it's gonna take some getting used to at first, but I think it's fine.
This is the only one that looks remotely fine.
That one looks cool though.
But is it because of the jersey or is it the number?
No, it's because it's Derrick Henry.
It's because it's Derrick Henry. He can wear the jersey.
I think it's a nice jersey. That's really about it. Yeah. Everything else, like it looks stupid.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I see your guys' point. I just think saying it looks childish.
We're in a men's league.
But there's nothing childish about it. The only thing that you guys are thinking it's childish is because college football does it. So it's like, the last time I saw that, you were 18 years old. What a child.
Yep.
I would love to see like Kadarius Toney running up with number 1 though. That'd be pretty cool. Can't lie.
Oh, okay. So when it's your guys, it's okay.
Honestly, the
one part of it having like number 1 would be dope.
I don't know why.
I think Devonta Smith keeping number 6 is gonna look cool.
For me, that number is. I said that was terrible. But I think for me, it would have been dope to see like a mean old Calais Campbell wear number 1, or like Derek Brown wear number 3. Like see those big boys wear those little numbers. That I can get behind. But they didn't let you. They didn't let it.
You guys make no
sense.
You
can get behind that, but you can't get behind a wide receiver wearing number 6.
So as long as they're 300 pounds plus,
you're telling me you'd be okay. You're telling me you'd be okay if a wide receiver you drafted wore number 49.
You look so stupid.
I mean, answer just a yes or no. 49.
Is that one that's available to wide receivers?
1 through 49 is what they can grab.
And do what you want to do.
Your number 1 option is going to be.
You're telling me that you guys think Aaron Gordon wearing 00 when he was in Orlando was cool?
Actually, I like it.
00 was stupid. That's not a number.
Is he? He's still crying about a dunk contest.
Yeah, that's right. What did he pick? 9? No,
whatever he picked, 9 or
whatever.
8,
Aaron
whatever.
Gordon's an idiot. Let's get back to football. We spent way too long on the numbers. I think we can
We
all
were
agree
passionate
on
about
that.
We were passionate about our feelings
But
about
I'm
that.
glad. Hey, we got a discussion
Hey,
going.
and like
think,
Bro Marshmelly said, hit that like button, please. Like let us know also in the comments who's right and who's wrong, because we always think Mike is wrong and Mike always thinks he's right, and we just need clarification.
Hey,
we really
Noel's
don't know.
on my side. He says let them do it. No biggie. This is what I'm saying. If the players want it, I don't see why any of us have any right to complain.
I guess.
All right, let's jump into draft talk. There's been a decent amount of draft talk that's just picking up. Of course, the draft is next week, Thursday. For anybody here who does not know, there will be a lot of draft coverage coming out on the 5 Reasons Sports
You will
YouTube
get sick
channel.
of our faces, I promise.
We will have an extra yard show every day from Monday to Wednesday. Those are going to have. They should have the same times.
Because some people
We're gonna have some special guests each night.
Listen, I'm not going to get into it. We're going to keep moving forward. You're going to have an extra yard every day, Monday to Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday, you're going to have full wall-to-wall draft coverage here on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. We're going to have all the people that do stuff with the Dolphins come on. We're going to watch the draft live. We're going to react to every single pick. Kai is going to be on there praying to God that the Dolphins draft Kyle Pitts. I mean, he has been praying for weeks now. So hopefully they can make it happen.
It's not going to happen. Look, this is my
Mac
true,
Jones, number 3. Is that what we're talking about?
This is my true thought. I'm gonna ignore that was even said.
Here, I got you.
This is my true thought, right? I think that Devonta Smith is going to be drafted at number 6. I don't think it's going to be Kyle Pitts. And
you think Devonta Smith is going to be gone at 6?
Yeah, and I think it's going to break my heart because I'm going to see them pass on Kyle Pitts, and I'm preparing myself for disappointment. Now, if they choose to be smart and not pass on Kyle Pitts, I will probably, I don't know what I'll do on stream, but I will be fairly annoying for a few days. So,
Noel, calling Jamar Chase.
Don't even. No. I was gonna do it. Don't even.
Like, okay, hold on. Let's say this part.
I'm a huge Jamar Chase fan. But he only played 1 year. Like, is that not the same thing? Like, what are we
Kyle
talking?
Pitts had 1 good year.
That's the.
Kyle Pitts
that's
had 2
what I'm
good
saying.
years. Actually, he had a good year last year, and he had a good year this year.
He had a decent life.
Yeah.
He took his game to another level this year.
We're not getting back into the Kyle Pitts debate. We all know where Kai stands, and Kai has stood on that hill forever, and is going to pray for Kyle Pitts to join the Hall of Fame.
And let me get it clear too. It's not because, first of all, he's going to be an All-Pro, but that's not the point. Second of all, it's not like I have a Gators like flag above my head right now, and yeah, I'm a huge Gators fan. However, Kyle Pitts
love it.
is going to be fantastic, and if they pass up on him, I'm going to need like a legitimate reason. Like if it's for Jamar Chase, bro, I don't care. Whatever. Like if you walk away with. Like if for whatever reason,
who's your list? Because I feel like you were gonna name some names. Who's your 3-4 guys? Where if whoever they get out of those 3-4 guys, you'd be solid.
My 4 guys is Pitts in order is Pitts, Chase, Waddle, Smith. Those are the 4 I think.
Waddle, Smith. Okay, I'm the same, but Waddle, Smith flipped.
It's interchangeable. Like every day, I feel different about it.
Yeah,
that one hurt me, Juan.
Like today, I was pissed when that conversation. We'll get into it, but I was.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think listen, if they walk out there and they have the chance to pick either Pitts or Chase, and they pass up on both, I will be visibly frustrated. Like I think everyone will be because.
Well, and everybody here can watch him be visibly frustrated because he'll be on stream.
Like as much as I think anyone's saying. I'm not gonna. I just read that comment. I'm not gonna even get into it again.
He's all caps. He's hot.
He's from stupidity.
He's hot. He's hot.
Hey,
it's like,
leave Noel alone.
One's a tight end, one's a wide receiver, and one did it in a pandemic year, only playing against SEC competition. But anyways,
wow. The other one did it against SEC competition and won the title.
Michael
with the quarterback that went number 1 overall.
The quarterback that has a bum ass knee right now.
Kai is swinging today. I love it. I love the energy.
Kai's gonna swing for his team forever.
You're gonna, no, I don't care. Listen. Look, I'm not like UM fans where you guys are like
yuck,
like irrational. Like that's crazy, dude. That's disgusting. UM fans are like irrational about everything.
Yuck.
Listen, man. My Gators put up a good fight this year. They lost to Alabama. It is what it is. Alabama was clearly they won the national championship, the better team. But if you're gonna look at me and say that,
well, I don't know because Mac Jones is terrible.
So. I cannot believe we get an SEC. I can't wait for the draft to be over. I literally I'm
It's
so
'cause you play
excited
in such
about
a
it.
weak conference. God, ACC.
I'm not even
Disgusting.
talking about college football. I want the draft to be over so that these
I'm just taking
conversations
shots
die
at you
down.
'cause UM
If you want to
sucks.
take shots at UM, go join the Six Ring Canes show and give them crap. I love the
No, 'cause
Canes.
they'll go
I'm not
ham.
irrational. I
'Cause they have
don't think
5,
the Hurricanes are ever going to win another national championship. I will say that outright. I
Damn,
genuinely
dog,
believe that.
you're being recorded right now, B. Like,
That's
honestly,
fine.
I
There's a
don't- I
lot
don't
of
think
things
you
that
would be
have to
wrong
break
there.
right.
damn,
The
guys.
team just can't find a way to figure it out. I don't think they have the pieces to do it. That's what you want to hear me say? Is that me not sounding irrational?
I mean, you're being more detailed about it.
Look,
You're just
all I'm gonna
giving
say-
yourself more room to fail. Like this point,
You were
Like,
sitting down there going, yuck.
The last thing
well,
I can
yeah,
say
I don't
about
like
this
UM
is,
fans.
like-
They're always back until they lose, and they're not back this year. It's back next year.
Oh,
Listen,
dude, that's
you
why.
guys-
Look, this comment here. Listen, dude, I look.
Look at
You
Jonathan.
can say anything. What's up, Ramakan? You can say anything you want.
I love the bow tie in that pic.
Yo,
was
let
about
me
to say
say real quick. I want to give them their flowers, bro. Their show that they do before all the fights.
Oh yeah.
I know nothing of like that world or like like combat, but like I'll just
Anything.
sit there and just watch and just listen to them, and I feel like I'm learning. Like I love their show, bro.
We get off
Um,
on some tangents, y'all.
Okay,
Like
so
I'm
really,
this one
to
I'm fine
end-
with because it's a
to end
promo, but
mine-
college football, goodness.
to end my little thing for any
Your
Canes
rant, call it
fan
what it
that
is.
wants to, who wants to get on my behind for being a Gators fan, I would love to tell me how you haven't been relevant in almost 2 decades, 2 decades to the day.
They're
So,
almost relevant
like-
every 2 years, Kai. Like, give them some
Okay,
credit.
sorry.
okay. Look, I stand by what I said. I really don't
The
think they'll
last
win a
most
national
relevant
championship again.
they,
but y'all
they
gotta
lost to the
chill.
Gators. That was
y'all gotta
relevant to
chill and
them.
put some respect on the
When they
University of
thought they were gonna
Miami.
beat the Gators. Fuck,
Talk about
whatever.
NFL talent being produced. I don't think y'all can touch that. I think we can agree on that one.
You haven't touched anything in 2 decades.
I'm talking about NFL talent being produced.
You haven't touched anything in 2 decades.
And you
of
won
NFL
because
talent. Of
Jesus-
NFL talent.
Because Jesus decided
Listen,
to give y'all a
I am
championship.
not
Because the
religious
one guy
at
was
all.
praying
I
on the
don't-
field.
I don't
Was it
believe
Jesus keeping
nothing.
everybody
But
out of
guess
jail,
what?
or how did like?
Jesus is there, bro. All right, look, I just want to comment on this really quick. Noel, I understand your fandom for this, but I want to remind you that one of them was a wide receiver and the other one was
Okay,
a tight
but
end.
time out. Look, we
So-
weren't gonna get into this debate, but somebody needs to jump on
We're
the
here.
other side.
We're here.
Juan, you're a bigger Chase fan than I am, so I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you take the Chase side. There is an argument for Chase over Pitts. I'm sorry, there's no way that there's not
there
a
should
single
be.
argument.
There should be.
The argument is if you're looking at Pitts and you're like, damn, I don't know if I can design an offense to take advantage of him, because you are going to treat him it's not that you're going to treat him with care, but you're going to pick your spots of where to actually throw him out there. You're going to want him throw him at the slot. You're going to want to throw him out there out wide. You're going to want to throw him at the Y as a hanger. He could do a lot of things, but you ideally want to build also your wide receivers. When you think about last year, your tight end room already had like literally the best year of Dolphins history ever. So you see that Godsey values the tight ends that he does have, and they seem like they all have a specific role. Like you see Shaheem and Smythe, like they're more of the blockers who can catch a couple passes if need be. Whereas Gesicki's primarily the actual like not necessarily wide receiver, but he's going to be the more of the receiving option, right? To where. And this is like where people kind of lose me when it comes to, we have Albert Wilson and we signed Will Fuller and we signed, 19 and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, the room is full. Doesn't mean it's full of talent. Doesn't mean it's full of guys. It's full of guys that are going to even last 16, 17.
Player.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's true. If you feel like,
and
you can say the same thing about the tight end room, and this is where we can make the argument about Pitts. Mike Gesicki's a great tight end. Whether or not Kyle Pitts is a better tight end than Mike Gesicki, none of us know, because Kyle Pitts has not played in the NFL. But Mike Gesicki should not be stopping the Dolphins from taking Kyle Pitts if they feel so inclined.
It's not that for me. And my bad, Kai, before you go in, it's like if you look at history, there hasn't been a tight end who's came into the league and absolutely killed it since Mike Ditka in 1966, where he had 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, it's 500-600 yards. Kelsey had literally like I think 0 yards. Like he didn't catch a ball his rookie year. Like you know what I'm saying? Like and then the last 2 seasons you've had Hawkinson and I forgot the other one who went to the Broncos. I'm spacing out on his name.
Noah
Yeah,
Fant.
Noah Fant. Where you see those guys were like hyped up, not to the level of Pitts, because Pitts I feel like is in another stratosphere. But it's hard to project at that position as a rookie. And if you're needing to get an instant, jolt of offense, you maybe go eat Chase or maybe even Waddle, like at this point.
Yeah, there are other options.
Dude, the crazy thing is they're both so there's not a lose position. I think that's the biggest thing. It's like everyone wants to hold on to something. It's like, do I want Kyle Pitts? 100%. Am I going to be upset for a second if they pass on him for Jamar Chase? Yeah, for like 5-10 seconds. And I'll be like, okay, we still got someone who dominated college football at 19 years old. Like, I think people need to just like remember that they have 4 fantastic options in front of them, and the only one that would make me punch my laptop is Penei Sewell. Sorry, I need to.
I mean,
no, I'm with him on that. I'm sorry.
I
no, because here's what happens. Here's what happens. Here's what
happens.
happens with Sewell. I'm not, and this is not a dig at Sewell and his talent. I think Sewell is a good tackle, but they take Sewell. You've got this whole mess at offensive line now that has to be figured out.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, 3 yards per carry laid that out beautifully. That was great explanation.
Yeah.
It's going to be musical chairs. You're going to keep moving people around. And then if Tua doesn't have a great year, you still have that thought of, well, what if they did get him weapons? What if they did get him those top guys? This is not a time to overthink it, in my opinion. This team is taking way too many offensive linemen high. I think Sewell's a good player. I
don't know if you guys saw the tweet that I put out. I looked back the last 17 years of Dolphins first round picks, and it's literally like 10 out of those 17 years have either gone to O-line or D-line. So they prioritize the trenches. Does that mean they'll go Penei or maybe even Slater? I feel like I think Schrager might have actually heard something. I don't think he dropped that by accident.
Slater at 18.
Slater at 6. To be honest,
no way.
I think
I wouldn't even punch. I have 2 monitors. I would literally throw them out the window that I'm looking at right now.
I agree. I agree. It would be a bad reaction to
and here's
like, last year we drafted a first, a second, a 4th rounder, and then this year it's another first. I get it, but it's like that's legitimately sunken cost fallacy. Like, nah, I've already put too much money into that. Like, let me not continue to put money. Like, if it didn't work last year, if Austin Jackson didn't sell you on him being a left tackle, or if Robert Hunt didn't sell you, you need to protect Tua. And I don't know if we can pull up, the picture of Mr. 9. I don't want Tua to end up looking like that, and yeah, is it easier for him to throw to receivers that get themselves open? Yeah, I get that. But it's harder to throw to receivers that get themselves open when you don't have time in the pocket.
And I just want to Finn's doc's point.
Yeah.
Man, that was tough to say. Like, yeah, you can get wide receivers in the 2nd and 3rd. I'm not disagreeing with that. And there are good wide receivers out there. But I don't think any of those wide receivers is in the conversation with Chase, Smith, and Waddle for a reason. I mean, I don't look, regardless of where I stand on Kadarius Toney, and you can correct me, maybe I'm wrong on this. I don't put him in that same category as those other 3 guys. Do you?
I don't either. I don't.
He's like tier 2-ish, right? Right around
no, and so that's what I'm saying. You need to try to get the best weapons possible, because I don't want another season where you go into it and you shotgun approach, right? You're like, let me just get a bunch of options and see if one of them hits.
So let me ask you, you won't shotgun wide receiver, but you would shotgun the line?
No, I'm not shotgunning the line. I'm going with what we had.
But realistically, nobody on the offensive line last year can honestly say, okay, they earned their spot for next year. I don't know how you guys view it. I can't say that.
I think the rookies earn their spots for a 2nd year.
They earn, like they have,
but not I don't think.
No. Oh, if you can upgrade, sure, but when you're so bereft of talent, it's such a crucial position.
Hunt? Like, not like I liked a lot of what we saw to Robert Hunt. I think I liked a lot of what we saw to Solomon Kinley towards the end of the year.
At left guard, I did like him a lot.
Austin Jackson was playing really well up until he got injured. And when he came back, he came back, it was a little unfortunate. But
Kinley too.
We can say the injury on that one, right? All I'm saying is, if we're giving a lot of excuses for a lot of different positions and a key position, right? We're giving a lot of excuses at the quarterback, and it was this, and it was this, and it was this, and it was this. I'm going to give the lineman the same benefit of the doubt.
Okay, that's fair.
Especially when they
That's fair.
didn't do anything, in my opinion, that I thought was egregious and was just like, no, these guys aren't it.
Correct.
They weren't like when you would see certain things. Even
They weren't turnstiles. Like they weren't
Yeah.
sitting there and like.
And we've had
opening
turnstiles
snaps.
for years. How
Yeah.
long has it taken for us to feel comfortable about the offensive line? And I will tell you honestly,
Okay,
there was not a single point. There was not a
That's-
single point
that's a
last
key
offseason where I
question,
went
though.
into a game, but there was not a single point last season where we went into a game and I was like, the offensive line is going to lose us this game. I never felt like that. They had moments where they looked bad, but I never felt like the offensive line was our
So
biggest issue.
you weren't uncomfortable with the line, but
No.
Could you say you were comfortable with the line?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with the line.
Okay, I would have to disagree there. I would feel like if the same mentality of you don't let a good player stop you from getting a great one at tight end or wide receiver, I feel like tackle is honestly more of a premium position. I feel I understand like it's a wide open league and the rule changes and everything like that, and you want to have a guy scoring 70, 80 yards, but realistically, the winners of the Super Bowl, they were ground and pound. Like they beat you down with that line. They beat you down running the ball. It was Ronald Jones, and then it was Lombardi Lenny, and then Tristan. Like it was the line that predominantly that got them that Super Bowl for me.
That got who that Super Bowl? The
Tampa Bay.
Buccaneers?
Yeah.
The line?
100%.
Yeah.
The line.
Yeah.
We're saying the line
100%.
did it.
Yeah.
Look, their defense.
No.
Wait. Yes,
No.
Michael. Their
I know what
defense-
you're trying to say.
their
Tom
defense-
Brady for sure was a contributor.
I'm not even
but
just talking about Tom Brady. I'm talking about all the freaking weapons they had.
They were in and out
For
of the
sure,
lineup, Papa.
but that
Like,
offensive line.
They
and
had
guys like
such a
Tristan Wirfs
terrible
came in and
quarterback
played
the
like
year
all
before with
pros.
worse weapons. He still threw 30 and 30. The 30 interceptions, I'm going to give
Correct.
25 of them to Jameis.
So look at what you're saying. What changed from those weapons to next year? Nothing. They added weapons. They added Lenny. He didn't really play, by the way, early on. They added AB. I get that.
They added Gronkowski.
Maybe didn't really do anything either.
Gronk didn't even do
Gronk
anything
did.
either.
So Gronk wasn't a big help in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl, yes, Mike. What I'm talking about is during the season. What changed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was the line being able to protect Brady.
I think the only reason
being able to run the ball.
I think, and I will argue like shadow on this one. You can be Brandon Marshall because I'm not going to be that ridiculous. I love Brandon, but man, that was bad. Look, I will say the offensive line played well, but this is my argument, like genuinely. The only reason why people are saying the Tampa Bay offensive line is the reason why it all happened that way is because Kansas City's line was so terrible. If Kansas City's line was not that bad in the Super Bowl, Tristan Wirfs was playing fantastic. But am I really going to say that about the rest of the offensive line? Because we have felt like the Patriots have put together a decent offensive line for years, all because of the guy that was sitting back there.
Look, what I'm going to say is that when you get one solid guy that you don't have to worry about in Tristan Wirfs, where you're putting him legitimately on an island, your offense changes at that point because I literally you're only worried about one side and you're only protecting with two guys on one side. You're only chipping on one side.
Okay,
you're
so
literally leaving yourself.
So then give us those five. We'll all go through this. We'll do this exercise together. We've got 5 players. You got Sewell, you got Pitts, Chase, Smith, Waddle, BPA. How do you rank them?
Pitts.
So you said Pitts, Sewell, Chase,
Pitts, the 3 wide receivers, and Sewell. How do you rank them BPA if they're all there at 6? I don't think they will be, but if they're all there at 6.
Pitts is 1, Chase is 2. I would probably say Sewell 3, Smith 4, Waddle 5.
Okay, so what is the argument we're making for Sewell then? We're assuming that Pitts is gone and Chase is gone.
Yeah.
And then we're sitting there with Sewell. So at that point, there was 3 quarterbacks taken off the board. You have a lot of other things you can do. I don't think Sewell is enough for you to make the move. I don't. I've watched his tape. I don't know enough about offensive line to be like, okay.
I've watched his tape, and he's more of a natural talent than he is a finished product right now. He's somebody who's super aggressive in the run game, but in the past game, he kind of does stop his feet. He kind of does chop it a little bit, and he'll get caught reaching quite a bit more. He had his dominant moments in what I saw,
but he had other moments that were okay. So that's why for me, I put Sewell below.
I'm not drafting that high unless
good QB will make a battle line look great. Bro, Smelly, break down how Russell Wilson does that.
What do you mean break down how Russell Wilson does that?
How a good QB will make a battle line look great.
I don't think they'll make them look great.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't think they'll make the O-line look great, but they'll
Maybe
make the O-line look serviceable. And this is what I'm saying. The Patriots did that for freaking years. And I'm not saying that Tua's going to be that quarterback.
The Patriots also have pretty good offensive linemen as well.
Yeah.
Not like
Every time those offensive linemen go somewhere else, they bomb
they've always
them.
had some very good centers.
We had two of their centers.
It's not a secret why, Mike. They leave because they want more money than they're worth.
And
the
but then what
Patriots
happens?
tell them no, and they go and they bomb it because they get paid $10-12 million a year.
Because
and
to
they're
a certain
$6
extent, the
million
quarterback can
player.
help it. I get it. Offensive line is important. But I don't think that the offensive line is what lifted the Buccaneers. That is lower on my list, in my opinion. I think Brady and the skill positions.
Anyways.
Yeah, let's talk about my boy, because this is why probably my main argument, where if it's at 6 and Chase is gone, Pitts is gone, I would go Sewell, even maybe Slater, depending on how you feel about it. Some people have Slater OT1, but that scar
man,
looks horrendous on his left knee, and I don't know why they wouldn't try to Photoshop it out or something.
Oh,
but
it's super easy too.
I know for sure.
Yeah, but why?
The shot itself.
Well, think about it. Think as a fan base, when you see that and you see your franchise quarterback, #1 overall pick, and you're looking at him with new uniforms, and you're like, "Holy shit, is that a scar? That's what happened last year." But we can't Chase at 5. No, you draft Sewell at 5. You better go back and draft
you up for failure.
Yeah, you're at that point, you're setting a narrative where it's like, damn, did you see Burrow's knee? Thing looks horrible, bro. Can he do another one of those? If he re-injures, is there for me, that's I got started having heart palpitations thinking of Tua having one of those. I'm sure he has an ugly one on his hip, but man, that one on his knee is bad, bro.
So then what you're saying is the Bengals at 5, regardless of BPA, should take Sewell because that's what they need?
I don't like drafting for need, right? But
that's what you're doing there.
No, yeah, I know what you're saying. But there are situations where I feel like, and I've had to come around to this idea where need kind of does meet BPA, kind of in the middle for both, where you do need to protect Burrow, and you're looking at, some would say generational. I don't know about generational. I feel like generational is every 10 years, and I hear it every year.
It gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah. So I wouldn't fault them for having that thought process going in. But now if I'm a fan of the Bengals and you're telling me we draft Chase at 5 and I'm looking at that picture of his knee, I'm like, oh my God, what did we just do?
Unless they trade back in.
And they could do that too, but
they could get Slater later.
But I think
did it.
You can rhyme anytime. Dr. Seuss, what's good?
What's up? I couldn't think of a rhyme. I tried.
So your solution was just screaming, "What's up, bro?"
That's all I had. That was it.
You could have said I can't think of a rhyme anytime. Anything you could have said there.
There was a lot of options. I hear them all now, but at that moment, you only him smiling. What's up? That's it. That's all I had. Right? All I had was that Bud Light commercial or whatever it was back in the day.
Was that Bud Light? I thought that was that was
that. Look,
it was originally in a Scary Movie, and then
it was. That's where I first saw it.
We can have this debate now, though.
Yo, Juan, how was your day yesterday, bro?
Oh no, it was splendid. I took a couple flights. I came back, I landed, and then I rejoined the air. It was a plentiful afternoon. Let me tell you.
We're really putting my guy out there. I love it. Okay,
hey, listen, we're sponsored now. Let me tell you. Hey, you know.
Hey, let's get it then. Kai, you haven't had a chance to speak much on this, but genuine question: are you BPA? Are you draft for need? What are you?
I'm always BPA. I don't like drafting for need either. But in the Bengals case, you need to draft an offensive lineman. At that moment in time, it's best player available for what you need. Unfortunately, it's like a tie. It's like a 50-50 because would I love to team up Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow? 1,000%. We saw what they did when the dude was 19 years old in the SEC.
Yeah.
However,
soup off of first round picks.
Oh yeah. However, it's just he was running constantly last season. You have to enough of this clown and I'm not saying this just because I want player A or B to fall to the Dolphins. If legitimately if these teams are smart, what they should do is first three obviously should be quarterback. Falcons take whatever's left unless they don't want to, or they get a better offer from another team. That's probably going to be the Broncos, most likely, we're thinking. And you go quarterback. 5, don't mess around and draft Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts. You need offensive line help. And if this guy is supposed to be the best offensive lineman in the draft, you need to go ahead and do that. Like if you are the Bengals, you cannot go into this season with the same offensive line you have right now.
So then,
and if you draft Chase or Pitts, you better trade back into the first round and get a Rashawn Slater or like
Kevin Jenkins.
What it sounds like both of you are saying though is you're both BPA unless your best player needs help.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless the quarterback needs something.
No.
Yes,
Mike.
because both of you are saying offensive lineman for the quarterback.
What the offense needs, what the team needs. The team needs Joe Burrow to play. Okay.
So
I know where you're going.
Your best player.
No.
Yes.
I think he has a point, because we did technically, both of us did say exactly what he's trying to allude into. So it is like, I think your best player on your team is Joe Burrow, and he needs an offensive line. So yeah,
right.
like you need. This is a situation like you cannot like. They should. I mean, look, Joe Burrow wasn't great last season, but he had some things where you looked at and you still saw, okay, this can't. Maybe it wasn't a 1-year thing. Maybe it is like a guy that can really be there and do things that we need him to do. And we're not a Bengals podcast and show, but. Like, if they're smart, they go out there and they make the right move.
But this is a good conversation to have because it has a bunch of implications on the Dolphins at 6. And
the Dolphins are in such a great position at 6.
Well,
I've seen so many people so frustrated.
Chris Grier put himself in that position. I'd just like to clear that up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They're in such
Chris Grier finessed the NFL position. But rumors are that they might trade out of 6.
Yeah.
Well, this was one thing that was mentioned today.
Wait.
Our boy.
Tua, he's going to take the next step. He's been a winner everywhere he's been. Communication has been great. He's been around. He's been working hard. He's working with the wide receivers. He's a very competitive kid coming off the injury. No OTAs, no camp, and being thrown in. That's a hard transition. He's healthy now. He's working hard. All good things on Tua. Now, what would have to happen before the Dolphins at 6 for you to be comfortable with them trading down? Because if Kyle Pitts or Chase are there, I don't think either of you is going to be happy with them trading back. What would have to happen?
It would have to be Lawrence, Wilson, Fields, and then like Lance and Mac dropping. Because
you think that if Mac doesn't go at 3, he falls.
I think as the Dolphins fan base, I think we need Mac Jones to go at 3. Because at that point, Atlanta has the option of getting Fields, which would allow 4 quarterbacks to go there, and then you could potentially sell Trey Lance at pick 6 to somebody who wants to come up and get him. I don't think you could do that with Mac Jones. I think once teams start to see him slide, they'll be like, oh well, they'll probably get him at 15, 18, second round.
Man, my guy really jumping up them draft boards.
Yeah. So I think as a fan base, I feel like we should hope Mac Jones goes 3. That way Atlanta has that pressure to say, okay, well, do we take the Georgia, the native Georgian or whatever it is with Fields? And they take Fields, and then at that point it's like, okay, somebody's gonna want to come up and trade for Trey Lance, who's a project more than Mac Jones.
Yeah.
So what if Trey goes at 3?
Then that's going to potentially be some issues.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but
if Trey goes at 3,
I would be
then Fields goes 4, and okay. I don't think somebody at that point would want to mortgage their future for Mac Jones. I feel like it would just be more of letting it fall to him. If Mac gets
past 3, he's falling. Like if the guy that is so infatuated with him apparently and Kyle Shanahan passes on him, he's falling. Like he's going to take a skyrocket fall.
I don't even think he's infatuated. I think it was more so Chris Sims said that's more of his guy, and that's people ran with that.
Well, because Chris Sims and him are like freaking besties. So
yeah,
I just think the only pick ahead that really scares me in terms of a prospect that I would like to have the option of picking is the Falcons at 4 and Kyle Pitts.
I'm not worried about that at all.
I'm not either, bro.
So then wait, why are you worried about the Bengals taking their pick?
Taking who?
Because
Chase?
the Bengals are the Bengals. They don't have an indoor facility, and they're in freaking Cincinnati, Ohio.
in 2021.
So
Yeah, they're stupid. They are a stupid organization.
I don't
They will
understand.
draft
Because we're saying you'd want the Falcons to pick a quarterback, so that
Yeah.
then somebody trades up to 5.
4 is going to be a quarterback.
quarterback?
No, matter what, I think.
No. What I
I
want,
think 4 is going to be a quarterback no matter what, whether it's the Falcons or another team. That's just my opinion. I don't think the Falcons stick it.
I thought like that at first when the first trade went down with Niners going to 3, but what's gotten me is that I've seen them try to sell the 4th pick for Pitts and Chase. And if in my mind, I'm like, why would you try to sell those 2 players? Wouldn't you be trying to sell a quarterback unless they want a quarterback?
I just want to say, y'all know I'm going to be dancing when they draft Waddle, right? Like when Waddle gets taken at 6, I'm going to be happy dancing on this stream.
Listen, I cheer you on. I'd give you a clap. I'm not gonna be salty about it. I just, if you
see, me and Juan are on the good side of Dolphins Twitter, but we're
No
like, listen, there are multiple options here.
Yeah, like I'm not.
I agree with you. There are multiple options. I'm not Waddle or
the thing
Bust.
is
I've changed my mind.
I'm buying his jersey that night, but like,
I bought Tua's the same night.
Yeah. It's Kyle Pitts. I'm buying that number 1 Kyle Pitts.
The thing is like any of the 5 guys that we said that I had to like rank. Any of those 5 guys, you can go one by one and say, okay, well, he makes sense because of this, and that. The next one, this, and that. Like you have a list of things that each one of those makes sense for. And I also want to give credit to Grier because now it's 2 drafts where he's kind of like moneyballed it to where you don't know where he's gonna go in the first round.
Nobody knows. I love it.
You think he's gonna go, and after the draft, you'll be like, oh, that was so obvious. Why didn't we know that? But
watch him take Travis Etienne at 6.
Michael, what are you trying to do, bro?
I'm convinced we're not getting Najee Harris. Sorry, I know that's like I'm convinced that's not happening.
Well, okay, but you said there's an argument for all of them.
Dream of getting Kyle Pitts and Najee Harris 6'18" is not going to happen.
Oh, it's going to be so fun.
That's the combo I keep seeing.
We've said there's an argument for all 5, but Juan and Kai, I don't know what you're talking about. There's not an argument for one of them. 166 pounds? No. 166 pounds.
Wearing number 6. Wearing number 6.
I don't like that transition.
That was a terrible segue. I was gonna segue earlier when we were talking about numbers and say number 6 looks so small already, and then we find out he's 166 pounds, but he could still end up being the 6th overall pick. I feel like that was the best segue. And then
nope.
You know what Mike just did.
I'm playing Dolphins Twitter. I'm playing Twitter in general. I obviously don't believe it.
Punch my laptop while it's in the middle of my show.
Yeah, that'd be
that
a
conversation
decision.
No part of me believes that he should be ruled out because he's 166 pounds. I was playing the role of devil's advocate, aka Twitter, right? Because that's all Twitter is.
No, the conversation that happened, say, in the 5 Reasons group chat, where everyone was going, oh, small of this, small of that, this, that. Like, bro, you cannot tell me anyone is too small for the NFL, excuse me. When you have Jakeem Grant at 5'6" playing in the NFL on a second deal, you can never. I don't care how Jakeem Grant's built. I don't care anything, bro. Like you've
grown up, Kai. You're saying his name.
No, I have to put it there because it's like, come on.
But hold on.
So look,
here's the one thing I like about all this talk.
I gotta ask you guys a question real quick before you get into it. Were the cornerbacks in the SEC let known that he was 166 pounds when he was eating soup off of their head? Like, did they give him the memo, or they weren't aware?
What happened is he had like one that you couldn't see on the cameras, right? He had 2 numbers, so they looked at him and they were like, "Oh, he's huge." Look. Here's I don't have a problem with any of the talk for this reason. No, I don't have a problem with any of the talk for this reason. If this drops him to 18. Yo, I'm tap dancing my way straight to the facility all the way from Orlando.
I've jumped off of that bandwagon. I don't think Brian Flores is going to let 2 first-round picks be straight to the offense. I could be wrong. I just see that as one of them has to go to the defense, and we'll see.
I mean, I don't see why. So wait, so what you're saying is if they draft one offense and they just have to make the other defense?
I think it would be like a struggle for Brian Flores' soul to see another, offensive player go before somebody for his side of the ball. Yeah,
I just don't think he thinks like that.
If he wants to draft Kadarius Toney at 18, I'm completely down.
The thing is, at 18, I could see Pay. I could see I can't
Parsons
see
if
Jalen.
he falls.
I can't
A
see
lot of people
Jalen
like
Phillips
Woody Faye.
there. I could see Zavon Collins there.
Concussions.
There's a couple different, options that they could potentially have at 18. Or let's say they just decide to trade back and, accumulate a little more and say, hey, you know what? The guy that we want, we could get at 24, 26 or something like that,
That's what they did last year. Then they had Packers fans wanting to just die because they made that trade with Green Bay, and then Green Bay goes ahead and gets Jordan Love. I do think that, dude, okay, this is a thing again. It's so many things, right? The argument against Devonta Smith, oh, he's too small, he's too skinny, he's too that. It's like, y'all, Chad Ochocinco and Marvin Harrison played in an era where if you were going over the top on the defense to try to go near a safety, they were able to light and take your head off with no penalty. He plays in an era where that's not allowed anymore.
I just don't even think I agree with you. I agree with you on your point. I just don't think we have to make those points, right? I'll say
it's just so ridiculous.
And I'll give him the credit for it.
Smith, but I liked Ochocinco, and it's like, what?
Yeah, and I'll give Alfredo credit for this because Alfredo was the one saying, he's like, oh, he's so light he could barely handle that Heisman Trophy. Like, come on, there's a certain point where talent is what matters. And these numbers, these measurements, like the 40-yard dash times and all this stuff, that is not why you draft a player. That is not why you make a move. You don't draft a player because you're like, whoa, he came in 10 pounds heavier than I thought. Look at that. If he can do it on the field, he can find a way to do it on the field. I think looking at it as he's so small, big cornerbacks are going to bully him. Come on. You haven't watched. You just haven't watched Smith.
This is the issue. You're going to look at me. Or you're going to comment here, and bless your soul for the comment. And you're going to tell me that the NFL, when Chad Ochocinco and Marvin Harrison were playing, where Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Brian Dawkins, John Lynch could go, and as you're coming through the middle of the field, take your head off, and it was nothing is wrong, that's the same thing as targeting. Give me a break.
I just don't think it matters. Juan, I feel like you agree on that, right?
You get me? Like,
yeah, the 166 pounds.
So stupid.
To me, it doesn't mean anything.
Did it stop him from eating the national championship?
Yep.
Or getting 300 yards and 5 TDs or 6 TDs, or
was that Heisman Trophy too heavy for him because he was too skinny? Like, it's not a thing.
It's not. I mean, you can make it a thing, and some people said, you have to weigh 170 pounds, and I started counting. I'm like 167, 168, 169, 170.
Oh, but wait, but you didn't
pounds.
Know, you didn't know that cornerbacks. Or they have like eyes that can measure your weight immediately on the field, and that 4-pound difference. If you measure at 170, the cornerbacks take their hands off you, right?
Why didn't no one tell me?
If you're below 170, they bully you, right? Anybody else, come on.
And my thing is just like, look, you ideally, and not ideally, you should have a plan for every person that you draft, especially that high, whether it's Pitts, whether it's Smith, whether it's Chase, Waddle, whoever it is. You're not gonna treat them all cookie cutter. Like, you're not gonna say, hey, we drafted Waddle and we need him to do pitch things, or we drafted Smith and we need him to do Waddle things, or we drafted, like, each guy is good out at certain things and you accentuate those strengths. Am I gonna put him out wide for him to go and handle the jam his first year? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put him slot A, slot B. I'm going to move him out in motion, jet sweeps. I'm going to do creative things with him to where he doesn't have to deal with the press. And then later on in the year, as it goes on, he gains some strength, he gains some confidence, he gains, some respect from the cornerbacks that he's going up against. And ultimately, the weight, it becomes a non-issue. It's just draft time is, it is what it is. It's underwear Olympics and people want to freak out.
Yep. I just think, look, we're entering draft season. Draft season to me is always funny because everyone becomes the expert. Everyone becomes the expert, and everyone has the right opinion, and there's no other opinion that matters. And I don't think that's what it is. Let's be honest. None of us here know exactly what the right answer is. No matter how much we,
I know the right answer is Chris Grier is a G, and he's been finessing the last 2 years.
And that's the right answer, right? Yeah. Chris Grier deserves his flowers. and I've already sent mine to him. I don't know if you guys did. I have his address, but
Nah,
maybe that's
man,
just
like shipping's been a.
Slide the address my way, and I'll go.
Yeah, I got you.
What did you
Look,
say that you were gonna do if they drafted someone? You were gonna skip from Orlando
Oh,
all the way to
listen,
Hard Rock?
they take listen. Dream scenario for me is you take Pitts at 6, Smith at 18.
That's heavenly.
I'm skipping.
That's
I'm
heavenly.
literally skipping down the turnpike all the way to the freaking
Down
facility.
I-75.
I'll meet you over there, but just tell me
I'm
right
gonna
before
skip
you get
first.
there.
I gotta skip on I-4, then I take the ramp over to the turnpike. It'll be a few days, but I will be there. That is what happens.
You're gonna live stream it.
Listen,
If it happens, we're gonna hold you to this. Skip.
I don't want to die though. Like that's
He's already backing up.
I just think
He's
death
like, there's
is.
a slight chance it could
Yeah, Chris
happen.
Grier could potentially be a G and get some stuff done. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it
look,
could happen.
best case. I would to me. That's best case scenario, and you guys know I love Najee. I love Najee.
What's your worst case though, Mike? I'm just
Penny.
just spitballing
Panay
here.
Sewell and Rashawn Slater, 6 and 8.
Why do you still
Nah,
say it like that? Panay Sewell.
Panay
He's
Sewell?
talking about, isn't there pasta?
Panay Sewell.
Yeah, pasta penne or penne pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so left tackle number 1 and left tackle number 2. Can I call him that?
but Mike, we I mean, you could put 8 tackles out there. You didn't know? I mean, no.
No, I think. I
reckon
mean,
you could put 10.
worst case scenario is just they don't draft any of their guys.
I think for
Worst case scenario
off-field
is Micah
reasons.
Parsons at 6.
You took it out of my mouth. Yeah, and
sorry.
and I was reading an article today that people keep saying off-field issues because they don't want to actually say what the off-field issues are, but they like I don't even want to say them either, but they're weird, bro. Like they're odd and
Choking someone.
some like genital, like certain body parts on buttocks, and I think I saw inside buttocks. It's you got to do your own research, and it's been since high school.
Hold
that
on,
stuff's been
hold on.
following
Listen,
back.
I'm gonna start wrapping this up because I was looking at my phone for a second and I came back to the inside of a buttock. So I don't know. I don't know.
Michael Parsons been a fan of
Listen,
a
I don't know
couple of them,
what just,
apparently.
I don't know what just happened. I agree that there's a lot of different scenarios. Next week we have. I'm pretty sure I can say this. We have Alfredo coming on Monday.
Yeah,
He's gonna be joining us on Monday. Tuesday,
I won't be here Monday because Michael forgot about times, but it's okay. It's whatever.
Did Mike freeze?
No, I didn't freeze.
That
froze
was
myself.
a good one.
That's a good one. I'm not gonna be here Wednesday, so there you go. That's because of Kai.
And I'll be here all 3
Wednesday
days.
is actually not my fault. Monday is your fault.
Okay, Wednesday is your fault, and then
Someone
Tuesday
forgets.
everyone's here, right? We're all here Tuesday.
Yeah, with Royal.
Okay, so
Royal's
Monday's
best
Alfredo, Tuesday is Royal, Wednesday is
House.
okay. I didn't make it, so I wanted to make sure somebody else could say it. It was confirmed.
I'm excited. That's my big bro.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and then Thursday draft live on the network. A whole ton of people going to be rotating in and out.
Probably.
I will
most
not
likely.
be there at the end after pick 18. I will be putting on my best running shoes and skipping down the turnpike, and I will live stream the whole thing after they take
Looking
Pitts
forward
and
to
Smith. After they listen, they take Pitts and Smith. I'm gonna lose.
I'm just
my
curious.
mind.
Is there any other combination that we could get that potential result? Like, or is it just
No,
Pitts and Smith?
no, because that's never gonna happen. I really don't
So
want to
Pitts
die.
Smith, and you'll be skipping down the turnpike.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy. I'd be happy with Pitts Najee. I'd be happy with
Can
Pitts
we get
Pay.
you? Okay, I have a good one. If it's what level would you get to for me to send you a ghost pepper and to eat it and put it on Twitter like a video?
No.
No level. There's not
Well,
a
that's
single?
just because I can't do spicy like at all. Like even like regular spicy. So you just like,
So
oh,
not
let's go
even-
ghost pepper.
Not even
Nah.
Pitts. Well, because I have like 4 of them still.
Why do you
dry.
have 4 ghost peppers?
And still,
Because
there's a lot of stories there. I'm
really,
thinking.
it can be really summed up really quick. My friend said that for $100 he would eat a ghost pepper, so I bought a ghost pepper. 4 of us paid $25 each, paid him $100, and he ate a ghost pepper. He broke a light in my house because he punched a wall like he was like while it was spicy. He didn't like break the wall, but he broke a light. And yeah.
Won't be trying ghost peppers the rest of my life. I can promise you
And,
that.
I will never.
I need to
I will
punch the
never
wall.
bite into a pepper. That's just. I'm not gonna do it.
I don't know. He did it twice and like within like a week. But yeah.
So send
The
help twice.
other one we didn't have to pay him, but I still
You had a
have them.
gallon of milk for him.
We had a gallon of milk.
What is,
and
I
2
don't
things of
understand. What is the
ice
trick
cream.
with that? Is it milk just takes away the taste? Is that what it is?
No, it's because it's on the other side of like
Dairy
the
helps with
acidic and then the
capsaicin.
base. You remember chemistry class?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember chemistry class.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't
Trying to
know.
help you and you mocked.
Yeah,
Nah, bro. I feel like he was mocking me.
I'm not. I'm just saying you had
No, it's
acids,
on-
you had bases, and they're on the two extremes, and
Yeah.
milk is
Yeah.
on the base side, so it helps offset it. But you got real mad, huh?
I just don't think do you remember it? Yeah, like I think we all
Don't
went
ever
to the
drink
same
milk.
curriculum. What?
All right, don't ever drink water. Sorry, water and it's because I
Yeah.
read what Finn said. Water and soda makes it way worse because all it does is take the capsaicin and just swish it around your entire
Mhm.
mouth.
Also, ice cream helps. Ton of dairy,
Yeah, 'cause it's
milk
all
in that,
dairy.
and
Yeah.
it's cold.
And bread.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Soaks it up.
I appreciate this life lesson.
Yeah, do you remember chemistry class one?
I don't remember it now. It's gone and
It's okay.
forgotten.
I sucked at science anyways. Science and
actually
math,
was
no,
pretty
but
terrible.
I could write you a freaking 10-page paper like that.
I don't know. I thought you were about to say I sucked at pepper once. I don't know what's going on there. But all right,
Nah. You
We're-
you were hearing what you want to hear there.
we're wrapping
He's
this
thinking
thing
about
up.
inside buttholes right now. That's why.
That's what y'all were talking
That's
about,
out.
not me.
That's it.
Listen, if we had any monetization, it's out the window now.
Oh,
so
That's not how it works.
we will be back Monday. Your best overall pick at 6. Real quick before we go, Kai, best pick at 6?
Do you even have to ask me for
Well, you got to say it out loud.
Kyle Pitts?
Okay, Juan?
Whoever Chris Grier decides.
I'm going to say Juan. The best pick at 6 is Juan and his cryptocurrencies. Get you some Dogecoin, everybody. Y'all have a good night.